Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode. And sorry if I'm coughing or sound a little different. I do have a little cold. But in this episode, I did have some viewers asking some questions here, and I'll go over this first question, which I did answer. But it asks, what platform are you using? And if y'all want to know, I'm using all three major indices of Mt. Gox, Bitstamp, and Bitsy. I'm also using localbitcoins.com. And, what else? Coinbase? Coinbase is another one. Um, I think that's it. But I have various accounts. Mainly because you never know what's going to happen. Something similar to Mt. Gox with withdrawal halting, and recently Bitstamp as well. Now I don't trade on all of them. Um, well, actually, I do. I do trade on all of them. But I try to trade on the at the exchange that has the highest price. All right. So you definitely want to diversify your currency holding. So if you read the guidelines from FinCEN or CinFin, I'm not sure which one, but you've seen the episode. If you missed it, just go back, and it does say that you can diversify your currency holdings. So what does that mean? That means you can realize the money, or you can take your bitcoins and move around to different exchanges, or localbitcoins.com or Coinbase or whatever. Um, as you notice, you can actually physically, excuse me, you can actually realize the money in the real world as well and move it to a different bank. That's also considered diversifying your currency holdings. So hopefully that answers my question, Mr. Nico Parker. Okay. And then this gentleman, Wasa Beautiful, made a little comment, which I think is very interesting. And by the way, thank you, both of you guys, for watching. Let me see. This person asked, something interesting happened at the pub last night. A few guys were still on the sidelines, have stated saying things like, yeah, the feds are showing their hand in these attacks. Ironically, this craziness has pulled them into believing in Bitcoin, or at least starting to genuinely enjoy the action rather than what previously was they will never let it succeed sort of attitude. Um, if I agree, I think there's some action done by some government entity in what's kind of been going on with Bitcoin. And let's see if I can piece together some info on that. And I did have some articles here that kind of address that. Let's see. Let's go to this article here first. It says Fed loses 31 million on Bitcoin stash. So since they announced well, they had, of course, seizures, not a seizure, but seizures. Basically, they've taken the booty of all those pirates, and an illegitimate gain is an illegitimate gain, and this is the danger for criminals, and this is kind of why I don't commit crimes, and don't I don't sell drugs or guns or anything like that, or launder money. Let me just go back to the headlines here. Sorry for all that. So this is kind of why I don't do that, because if you're caught, okay, if they get you, Man, remember I told you, like, if you rob someone for $100 and you use that $100 to buy a lottery ticket and you won the jackpot? Well, guess what? That's a illegitimate gain. The feds can just take everything you got because it's all legitimate. You profited from a crime, and so they're gonna take your house because you bought your house with drug money or crime money. They're gonna take your wife's ring or your husband's ring or your husband's Rolex, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be a man. It could be a lady. Um, I mean, they'll take your kids' college funds. They'll take your house, your car, everything you made money off of from a crime. They'll take it all. All right, all illegitimate gains. All right. But anyways, now that they got a lot of bitcoins, man, since they announced January that they were planning on selling the bitcoins, it just started falling. So do they have a stake in Bitcoin now? Yeah, they do. I'm telling you, once you get into Bitcoin, and if you know what Bitcoin is and you know how it works, um, it's it's I mean you just can't stop. You can't stop Bitcoin. I mean you yourself cannot stop uh, using Bitcoin and understanding what Bitcoin. Once you understand what it is, it just becomes a part of your life now. Um, you know. So yes, I think they have something going on. And also, let me see, is it this article? No. Okay, that's not it. I'll get to that later. Let me see if it's this article. And no, that's not it. And okay, well, okay. Let me see here. Am I missing something? Oh, okay. I guess I am. Let's just go on to this. So, excuse me. I'll have to pause here for a minute. No, sorry about that. I had a little cough here. Anyways, you probably already know about this exchange withdrawal restriction ease. Bitcoin's price snaps upward. Somewhat true. At the time the announcement on Bitstamp, it has gone up, and it did go up a little bit on Mt. Gox here. This is it did have a slight uptrend, but it's again. I'll get to a chart analysis here at the end here. Here's another one. I guess I'll just go over. I think I mentioned that I talked to my miners, and them, they were frantically going around fixing this bug, and so it looks like there was some fixes done, but don't understand why Mt. Gox is not there yet. But I don't know, maybe something strange is going on over there. Who knows? So this was a good test. And then this article as well, same thing. Which is somewhat true. This is somewhat true, but if we look at the price, we'll get there. But mainly, I wanted to talk about was this other article. Let me see here. There we go. This one in particular, regarding the Silk Road being wiped out. I thought that was very interesting. That you know this supposedly bug has been known for quite some while, and then all of a sudden you're the who gets hit the hardest? Silk Road of all of everyone. Silk Road gets hit the hardest. Maybe Mt. Gox, I'm not sure, but it'd be nice to see if Mt. Gox reopens. So here we go. Here's Silk Road again, and basically they got their Bitcoin stolen because of the supposed bug. And then all the attacks, exchanges, etc. Blah blah blah. But that was just an attack on the exchange itself. If you had a pretty solid wallet, or you were able to work with a pretty solid exchange, this kind of thing wasn't a problem. So, but I kind of find it interesting that Silk Road, the site's still going on, I guess. Um, 2.7 million was stolen, and you know, the problem, well, no one was gonna call the police. Oh, did I push something? I probably did. No, okay. So no one was gonna call the police. Obviously not. Um, they weren't gonna. These people weren't gonna call the FBI. They weren't gonna call the Secret Service. They weren't gonna call anybody. They just got robbed. You just got, um, I don't know, what do they say? Ganked? You just got ganked? Is what they say? I don't know. Anyways, I definitely believe this has feds written all over it. Here's the article. I mean, there's one of many articles that talk about this, but yeah, this thing has like feds written all over it. I think they first tried to just shut it down, or was attacking the exchanges because they didn't want bitcoins to be flowing, and then they realized, wow, you know what? Why are we after the poor investors when we should be after the criminals? Because you know what? The criminals are not going to complain. They're not going to call the government, or they're not going to call a government authority or agency. Um, you know, and these people, like, they should stop doing what they're doing. They should just go back to U.S. dollars and try this on the streets, like in the real streets, and see how long they last. You know, I'm telling you guys, if you try to sell this on the streets, you guys won't last very long. All right. You should just give this up. Just go buy bitcoins and trade it. I don't know why. I still don't understand. I still don't understand. Anyways, so back to the this comment from this gentleman. What did he say? Something interesting happened at the pub last night. A few guys that were still on the sidelines have started saying things like, "Yeah, the feds are showing their hand with these attacks," and I think there's some truth to it. Um, there could be some truth to it. Ironically, the craziness has pulled them into being in Bitcoin, or at least starting to genuinely enjoy the action rather than what previously was a "they will never let it succeed" sort of attitude. And I agree with that to a certain extent, because let's go to another website real quick here. Let me see here. All right. Okay, so all right, here you go. So here's that map that I was showing you, and remember I talked about currency wars? Does it does currency war really exist? And here's some great news here. Oh, look at that! I didn't even notice that. Looks like California Assembly bill would formally legalize Bitcoin use in commerce. Wow, look at that. The existing language in California Corporation Code section blah 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 bans persons and these from issuing or putting in circulation as money anything but the lawful money of the United States. At its heart, law is an anti-counterfeiting measure, but its broad language is problematic for mining and using bitcoins and other virtual currencies. Okay. All right. So it looks like they're trying to do something there in California. Wow. Good for those guys, because California really does need some real money flowing in there. I just want to quickly check any other news. This is a other site. It's called BitLegal. Kind of gives you all the information on legal issues coming up with regarding Bitcoin. So I just want to quickly scroll down, because here's my chance. I haven't seen this in a while. Okay. All right. All these. Okay. So look, you're seeing a lot of headlines like, look at all these countries they're making a stance. Okay, they're forced to put a position. They're forced to be. They're, a lot of these countries are forced to uh, make a position in Bitcoin. And here's the thing: is there a currency war going on? I referred to this map here, and if you look at this map, does it start looking a little familiar? Okay, and what you're going to see is, I think these Baltic states, the bloc nations here, this is going to be a very hot. I mean, already you're seeing. I think this is Ukraine. Is that Ukraine? Yeah. Okay. You're seeing Ukraine um, being fought over. Okay. You're already seeing it. You see the protests. You see a lot of things happening there. So there's a lot of things going on just in this bloc nation. Um, you know, and it's gonna get crazier. All right. And here's America, South America, Russia, China. Look at this map. Um, it, there's something going on here, and I think uh, somebody is seeing something. All right. Is there a currency war going on? Um, me personally, I hope there's a currency war going on because, um, no, maybe not. Never mind. Never mind. Anyways, um, well, I do believe there is a currency war going on. All right, and basically, financial instruments are being used as weapons to either destabilize or stabilize a country. All right, but most importantly, if you ask me if Bitcoin is a financial weapon, it is, and Bitcoin is whatever you want it to be. Um, if I was if I compare a Bitcoin as a financial weapon, it's a financial weapon to defend myself against other financial weapon and other financial terrorists, both foreign and domestic. So that's kind of what excuse me. So that's what Bitcoin is for me. It really is a financial weapon, but it's not to attack anybody. All right, I use it to as a defensive measure against other financial weapons being used against me at times. Okay, like money printing is a financial weapon used by the governments against its own people and other nations. All right. So if I don't have a financial tool to defend myself against financial terrorists, foreign and domestic, you're gonna lose. You're gonna feel the pain. And so, that's one of the reasons why I have Bitcoin. And this could also be another reason why the feds might be interested in Bitcoin because they realize they're in a currency war. And instead of printing money and destroying, you know, um, the value of America, right? Since I'm in America, right? Instead of destroying what's left of America, maybe they realize Bitcoin is not a bad idea. It can actually be used to both uh, stabilize and also destabilize a nation. Okay, it's a financial weapon that can be used to attack and defend. So maybe there is something to what this gentleman was mentioning that you know they're starting to genuinely enjoy the action rather than what previously was they will never let it succeed sort of attitude. First of all, I would say it's hard to stop this because if there was any halt at trading, I was getting I was getting so many buy orders. I got a few sell orders, but I was getting so many buy orders on a peer-to-peer. Okay, some of my transaction was not even done on localbitcoins.com. People were just literally making deposits to my account on a blind transaction. I mean, if you see my episode on blind transaction, basically, they just had enough faith and enough trust to just walk to the bank with cash and make a deposit without ever knowing who I was. Ever. And not even using an escrow service or nothing. I mean, that's how high in demand Bitcoin is right now, even with all the halting that through the exchanges. So, anyways, let's go on a quick chart analysis here. And let me pause it because I'm gonna have to blow my nose. Hold on. All right, thanks for staying there. All right, so this is Bitstamp on a 30-minute, and this is the drop, and this is, I guess, the announcement that their withdrawal is resuming again. But if you see this, it didn't quite, couldn't get over this resistant line, and it's still skirting it. So, but at least it's on an uptrend. You got a, excuse me here. Okay, so what do you got here? Let's have a look. I'll go back to a 1 hour. So we got a low, and finally a higher high that reached over this, or let me see, as high as that, at least, almost as high. Oh, almost as high. Has to break, really has to break above this at least. But at least it's reached that. I would anticipate the sell-off right here. It's come back. It's a lower low, and if it breaks through, it could easily break through, but it has to break above this line, and you're back on an uptrend. But so far, from what I see, it looks like a very staying below this resistant line so far, but it's really testing it at every chance it gets. But it's still kind of trending down on it. But there could be a chance with the withdrawal issues all fixed, it could be ready, poised for a nice pop back up. And then let's look at Bitstamp. And Bitstamp's very similar. I drew a couple more lines in there. Let me get rid of that line. And it's doing the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Okay. There you go. Exactly the same thing. Let's go to... Should I even bother? Mt. Gox. Ooh, they got a lot of things going on. Let me get rid of some of those lines. I draw these lines up. Excuse me. I'm drawing these lines up to kind of see if it'll break up or break down. Looks like it's breaking down. Interesting enough, it hit, it went down, it hit, and the volatility of these movements. Unfortunately, I haven't heard any news about the withdrawals, but if you're still there and you're stuck there, you might as well go ahead and trade. You'll see that it hits up, comes down, hits up, comes down. You could all still make gains by trading if you're still at Mt. Gox, which I'm at. I put in some buys right around here, I would say. So hopefully it'll pop back up, but you never know. I mean, at these prices, it's worth. I mean, if you're stuck there and you can't get your money out, you can't get your bitcoins out. At these prices, I mean, it's worth a chance to go and get them. I did want to bring up that issue on this article. Is it this one? Yeah, it's this one. Okay. Bitcoin Volunteer. Okay, this article talks about that, and then when I scroll down, I don't know how true this is, but apparently, here, a market has sprung up in Mt. Gox Bitcoin, in which the exchange's customers can sell their holdings at a 50% discount to other investors who are willing to wait and hope that Mt. Gox will allow withdrawals soon. So they're actually selling, I guess, their accounts at a 50% discount over at Mt. Gox. Another thing, I've read it, but I haven't tried this. I don't know anybody else that has a Mt. Gox account, but apparently you can move your bitcoins to another Mt. Gox account. So if you want to withdraw your bitcoins into another Mt. Gox customer, you can. And right now it looks like there's a little market within a market going on inside of Mt. Gox, and they're trying to cash out a 50% discount, and hopes that Mt. Gox will allow withdrawal soon. This is interesting. At the prices at Mt. Gox, it's worth. I would say it's worth it. It's not a, you know, it is what it is. Bitcoin's independent of me or any exchange or any market. This particular market is within a market, so this is kind of interesting. By the way, if anybody is selling their bitcoins at Mt. Gox and would like to sell them at 50% to the dollar or 50 cents to the dollar, yeah, hit me up. I'll buy it. I don't. That's a good. You know, the risk is definitely worth. It's definitely worth the risk considering the reward. Um, if I'm wrong, well, I lost out. If I'm right, man, what a gain I'm gonna get on this. So I just want to bring that up real quick. So there's still some trading going on within the Mt. Gox platform within it. I mean, you can apparently move your bitcoins within Mt. Gox. So look at the price on this. This is freaking awesome. If you can find someone willing to cash out, not bad. So let's pull out real quick here. Let me get rid of some of these lines so that they don't show up as badly. Excuse me. So there it is. It's continuing to break down, but I think it may be trying to wiggle its way sideways from here. It looks like it's trying to wiggle its way sideways. These look like just straight downward pushes, where this is starting to wiggle its way sideways here, and maybe it'll actually break out of this trend. So I don't know. It's just a waiting game at Mt. Gox at this point. So looks like the issue may have been fixed. Now we're just waiting for I don't know what his name, but we're just waiting for Mt. Gox. Get your shit together, man. All right, get your shit together and start making money again. I'm talking about Mt. Gox. Apparently the owner of Mt. Gox is French. I don't know any French. I would say something in French if I knew French, or how about this? Maybe I can say something in French. Here, I have this. This is my Samsung Galaxy Note, everyone. And if you want to know, do I trade all the time? Yes, I do. I watch the markets all the time. So, nice thing about the Samsung Galaxy app is that let me see here. It has a translator. So I'm gonna translate something into French. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. I guess I'll do a little Samsung Galaxy thing here. So here's my Samsung Galaxy, and here it is in French, and this is what I gotta say to Mt. Gox.
Obtenez votre merde ensemble.
All right.
No.
So there you go. By the way, I do plan on, when I open up in markets in another country, I do plan on using this to communicate with potential buyers and sellers. Yeah, okay. Whatever that says. Yeah, get your shit together, Mt. Gox. All right. So anyways, that concludes this episode. Please comment, like, dislike, even leave a video response. Until next time, stay tuned. Bye.